Hi, I'm Rob Cram, and today we're taking a look at the Xbox One when it's booted up in an offline state, just to give you an idea of what you can and cannot do when your internet connection goes down, or if you take the Xbox One on holiday with you where there's no internet, or to a friend's house who doesn't have any internet connection. You'll be well aware that Microsoft initially wanted to have the Xbox One perform a 24-hour check-in due to its policy that it was planning to introduce, but obviously they did a 180 and decided that the idea didn't resonate that well with the gaming community, so they ditched that. So when you switch on your Xbox One, this is what you're presented with. You can still use the Connect voice commands, but for the purposes of this video, I'll refrain from doing that right now. So I'm just going to sign in as per usual. As you can see then, as soon as you sign in, it's trying to connect to the Xbox Live server, but once that's finished doing that, it will then basically tell you need to try and sign in. So the biggest thing that you'll probably be wanting to know is what can you do when you sign in offline. So basically all of the store requires an Xbox Live connection. So if I go to games, you'll be greeted with that message. The same with movies, exact same message. For apps as well, you need to be signed in. Now what's actually interesting here is that your pins are not available either. So I mean, I had a load of games and digital games and stuff that were pinned. I can no longer access them rather fluidly, but obviously I can still play them by using the voice commands and memorizing what I had there. So accessing your games, you just have to do it by memory or enter the My Games and Apps section. So things like messages, again, that's reliant on an Xbox Live connection. So it doesn't store them for you to view them offline. But probably what's the biggest disappointment here, and this was a feature of Xbox 360, is that you cannot access your achievement data. That's incredible. I'm somewhat disappointed about that because, as I said, you could do that on the Xbox 360. I'm not sure whether that means you cannot earn achievements whilst playing offline. I assume it doesn't, but I could be wrong there. Things like your applications, like Xbox Video, that won't work either, which is an interesting thing. But again, that's also reliant on Xbox Live. So what I can do is play my digital games offline. That's perfectly fine. But obviously I won't be able to play things like the multiplayer. So for example, I can just boot up Battlefield 4, and that will allow me to play the game offline in the campaign, but none of the multiplayer options. Xbox, go to Call of Duty Ghosts. And what will happen is, as soon as you sort of sign into the game, it will require you to choose an option of selecting offline as it tries to sync your data with the cloud. So here in Call of Duty Ghosts, I can play the campaign. That's no problem at all. Xbox, go to FIFA 14. And again, I can play the offline game, no problem. But in terms of playing any of the multiplayer features, that's completely stripped away. So we just go back home now. So any of your apps that you have that are reliant on an internet connection, that includes things like YouTube, again, you're locked out of that. And obviously that makes sense because YouTube is an online service. So all of your kind of friends' data. I mean, you can still do things like Snap, your activity. Again, that's all based on Xbox Live. I'm not sure whether you can use the DVR feature. Let's try and do that. I mean, Upload Studio, that works. But obviously you can't view other people's. It will try to load it, and then it will say, well, you've got no internet connection, because it's not actually stored on your Xbox console. But we're not going to just let that load there. You get the idea. So basically, you get a stripped down kind of version. I mean, the Blu-ray player, that should work offline, and it does. I don't have a Blu-ray sort of disc inserted at the moment. But things like Forza 5, that's a completely stripped down game based on the fact that you lose all of the online functionality, the Drivatar ghosts, the rival data, the leaderboards. So you just get a very basic version of the game. But everything else works pretty much as you would expect. I mean, the game DVR, that works offline, and I assume that you will then automatically upload any stuff that you've recorded as soon as you connect back online. So I hope that gives you an idea of the Xbox One in an offline state. It's still playable. You can still play your digital purchases, but a lot of the functions are not available simply due to the fact that they are reliant on an internet connection. Okay, I think that gives you an idea. I'm Rob Cram, and thanks for watching.